All right. We are back. As back as I will ever be. For this week, at least. Dirk and the gang here. We managed to get everybody here in time. Yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. There was one unexpected scenario, but we managed to corral them here. I won't say it unless they want to talk about it, but yeah. Nothing crazy, just saying it very ominously. Time to hop back into the Discord.
And then we will get into it.
We will.
Perfect.
We got a lot to cover.
There is some stuff that is going down.
A lot
In
of
fact.
issues.
Don't we all?
More issues than a newsstand.
Extra. Oh, am I too close to the mic again? Oh.
No, you're fine.
Okay. There was a stream that I did that, and I was like, oh, fuck.
But now I'm just thinking, extra. D&D players have a bunch of issues.
That would not be worthy of an extra. I think that's a standard for most adventurers.
Yeah.
Depending on the adventure.
Front page on the No Shit Gazette.
I want a subscription to the No Shit Gazette.
That sounds amazing, yes.
It sounds like something that the Onion would put out, and it's just like all obvious headlines.
Right.
You
You're
have
not allowed
5
to
fingers
read
and
in the
10
bathroom.
toes.
All right. Everybody ready to start?
Yee.
Woot woot.
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Tyranny of Dragons, The Cold Blood War, Rise of Tiamat. In the background there, you can hear Adrian von Ziegler playing away. Nice new set of Adrian music to listen to today as well. So a little bit different kind of vibe today. But as always, you can find Adrian von Ziegler at YouTube, on Spotify, as well as on Bandcamp, and you can support them on Patreon. They allow people to use their music free of charge, which is a really cool thing to do. So thank you, Adrian. Introducing our players, as my dishwasher finishes up in the middle of my intro. Thanks a lot, you fucking piece of shit.
Dishwasher's like, hurry it up.
Now introducing Dishwasher.
Hey. Page 3 of the No Shit Gazette. Your dishes are done.
Getting sassed by a Maytag. Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Anyway, introducing our players, we have playing Eldrath Myuuldrid. We have Unchecked White Tiger, aka Ethan.
I think Mama's mad.
Playing Cambro, the Barefoot Paladin, we have Tazel Sixpaws.
No singing this week. I thought I'd try a haiku. I hope you liked it.
Oh, damn. Well done. I didn't see that coming. Okay, well, all right. Yep, there you go. Well done. All right. Playing Arai Ghoul, the Tiger Folk Wizard, we have Saku Darkfang.
Hug me, you get punch.
Oh.
I will hug.
You will get punched.
Not if I grapple you.
Playing Bastion, the Wolverine Folk Barbarian, we have Dirk the Panda.
What's going on?
Playing Master Wei, the Dragonborn Sorcerer, we have Yao.
There's much to report.
And then playing Poi, the Otterlatine Rogue, we have Cetus.
G'day, mate. It's real hot down under. No, I don't fucking know.
When last we left our adventurers, Eldrath the Shifter Warlock Bard, Cambro the Bearfolk Paladin, Masterway the Dragonborn Bard, Arai the Tigerfolk Wizard, Bastion the Wolverine Folk Barbarian, and Poi the Otter Latium Rogue, our heroes had trekked through the last of Stkal, the Yuan-Ti settlement within the deeper reaches of the Tomb of Daedarius, and came to meet with their leader holding an unconscious dwarf assumed to be Verum. After a tense standoff, cooler heads were able to broker an agreement to leave Stkal and to take the dwarf with them, never to return. After searching the last of the tomb, our party was able to liberate the librarian ghosts still held to this realm, while fighting specters and wraiths in the process. But afterwards, our party used Cam's Harper teleportation cube to travel back to Waterdeep with Verum in tow. While our party recovered from their adventure, settling in for the evening and night, Eldrath was visited by his matron, Tiamat, who warned him of interfering as well as sowing fear of another champion she had chosen, a red half-dragon named Ignir. We now join our heroes as they finish up their evenings and then ready themselves for a meeting in the morning. So we're just going to roll time back just a little bit, not too much. Because some of you had a few things that you wanted to address when you got back. I am losing so much internet speed right now. What the hell?
Coño.
Well, you said we're gonna turn back time.
I looked down and I just saw my my bits just my BPS just dropped. That's weird. Okay, well I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Anyway,
Noted.
Everyone
Cam,
throw bits at them.
Yes.
you had said
So, as soon as we get in, if there's a way for him to, before anything else, he would like to excuse himself and get to the infirmary and the supply closet, essentially, of the temple. And he wants to see if he can acquire some thick, wide bandages that he can wrap around his head to kind of hide his recent unwanted protrusions on the forehead area
okay.
as best as he can. And then he will like take the hooded robe or just a hood if necessary to kind of cement that down.
I'm gonna say that we're gonna need a roll for that. In that,
What
I'm just
kind
gonna
of roll?
need a. I'm gonna say this will, since you're using bandages, it will be either medicine or a deception check.
Deception slightly higher. We'll try because it's not a wound thing really. So I'm thinking it would have to be deception. So we'll go ahead and use that. First roll.
Nice.
18. Okay.
Not bad. Sneaky bear.
That's what people will have to beat in order to see through your disguise that you have
Maybe it is.
concocted.
Okay.
Yeah. Yal's not even there, and he's already.
There was no hesitation on that either, just immediately.
Yeah. It's not like Yal does not already know.
To be fair.
Yeah.
The other thing that he would like to do before bed for the night is to seek out Baruch.
All right. The dinner hour has passed, so everybody has pretty much moved into evening prayers and to personal time, essentially, before bed. And looking about the temple, you find Baruch with Nock in the kitchen area, sitting at one of the tables. There's two benches on either side, as Baruch is sitting at on one side of the table, and Nock is sitting on top of a little crate of radishes in order to lift up on the bench a little bit, but is also sitting at the table. And they are looking at a book together as Nock is repeating after Baruch, seemingly a lesson in common.
I hope I'm not intruding here.
As Baruch looks up to you and smiles, and Nock looks up to you and smiles and says, in common, better common this time, "Hello, Cam."
Hello, Nock. Baruch?
Cam, you seem a little tired. Did you just get back from your trip, I take it?
I did, and there are some developments you need to be aware of. May we
See.
speak in private?
Of course. Nock, go ahead and read the next chapter here, and I will come back, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, I will try. Good. All right, Cam. Yes, let's go to my rectory.
Before he goes, Cambro will go to Nock and put his hand on Nock's shoulder and saying, "You're doing very well."
As Nock looks up to you and smiles, says, "I have good teachers."
Cam can't help but smile widely at that, and then he follows Baruch back to a private area.
As he guides you to his rectory and closes the chamber door and sits at his modest desk.
Cambro faces away from him initially. We've been lied to.
That's quite an
The
accusation.
The weapon from the Manticore's cave as part of my paladin trial. When you had looked at it, you had the feeling that it was from Bahamut. When I had claimed it. Go ahead.
That's what I felt when I reached out to it, and I could feel the connection, yes.
I felt the same connection. But it was a lie. That weapon does not belong to Bahamut. It belongs to a devil, a demon, I'm not sure which. Someone named the Horned One. And he turns around and he takes off his bandages and the hood and he shows the horns to him. I've been compromised.
Cam, as to make a religion check. As he walks up to you and just reaches out to kind of move your head downwards so he can look at them closer.
I do so.
How incredible. How did these come to be?
I cast a spell of exposition with the... It all started when verbal component. I do not hold anything back. I tell him about the throat slitting of the bandit chief, the increasing agitation and anger. He even tells Baruch about the dream that he had at the temple after the battle of the Revenant version of Tormash. He tells him about the overwhelming urge to kill Wei and Arjan's intervention and the remove curse. And he shows that he does not have the weapon with him. But he also shares the fear that it will come back for him. And it may drive him to do similar things. But he also shares one more important thing. Wei's channeling of Bahamut and his words. The one who walks the path of peace can guide me to be cleansed. Bahamut said I would know him, but I don't, not offhand.
Baruch is just staring straight ahead at a spot in the floor and seems to be lost in thought.
All alone.
One who walks a path of peace. Follow me as he moves past you.
He puts the bandages back on and puts the hood back on and goes ahead and follows.
As he leads you back to the kitchen area. Knock, could I ask you to read out this chapter? I want to make sure that you're able to speak in common as easily as you can read it. Ah, yes. This is a human cleric who wrote the book and said it was a different path to justice. To those who say that peace will come when those who have wronged us have been brought to their knees, marched one by one to the executioner's block. Executioner's block. I say to you, woe be unto you for your pettiness and your pride. As he reads the rest of this chapter to you, and you realize that this is following a different path of Bahamut. It is a path of peace, a path of forgiveness, and a path of letting go of pain. As Baruch looks to you, the one who walks the path of peace, the one that you know.
Is Baruch indicating knock or someone?
Yes.
Cambro looks to knock. I did not think it would be him, but
Knock looks really confused.
he's obviously like torn here for this, and he puts his hand on Baruch's shoulder. Can you do me the favor, at least for tonight, just so that we can communicate easier? Can you cast your spell?
Yes, absolutely. As
Thank you.
he goes to cast tongues, and Knock actually holds up their clawed hand, and then holding their own symbol of Bahamut, casts tongues on himself.
Cambro's just very impressed.
I know I should be talking in common more easily now, but it is still very difficult. I'm sorry.
You amaze me more and more every week. Perhaps we should all go somewhere and talk. I think you can help me with something very important.
If I can help you, of course.
And with Baruch's permission, he would suggest that we all retreat back to his room, and he once more tells Nock what he told Baruch.
as Nock takes in everything that you say, and there's a strange it's almost an unflappable nature to Nock, as he just accepts everything that you say, and everything that you ask of him he is willing to do, as he understands that this is very serious. And he looks to you, Cam, and just says, if there is anything that I can do to help you, Cam, I will do it. You have done so much for me. It is the least that I could do is to help you with this.
My gratitude knows no bounds. But I admit I don't know what to do. Bahamut said in his channeling that you would guide me.
Maybe I can? I don't know. Maybe, Baruch, we might have to figure this out. I'm still learning. No, I understand. And I believe that it will take some time for us to understand fully what we are capable of doing in this situation. But I do believe that I have some friends in high places who may be able to assist us. But I will have to reach out to them.
I thank you both for your help. I have a council meeting tomorrow. I want to be free of this influence very badly, even if it means I will not be able to do some of the things I was able to do before. But I serve Bahamut, and Bahamut alone. This freeloader must go.
As everybody in the temple sits with the knowledge and begin to plan and consider how they may be able to assist Cam in this matter. Let's see. Then Poi,
Yeah.
as you are exiting the temple on your way off to the next inn or pub or wherever you may find to lay your head to rest. As walking along the street, suddenly the sound of another pair of footsteps walking in step with you appear next to you.
I'm going to give a snarky remarky. Is this a friend or someone I should stab?
I don't know about that, Poi. I feel like we're pretty good friends.
Ah, right, you. What's your name? You.
Please, as if anybody could forget the one, the only Sketch, as he doffs his special hat, changing from a drow into into an androgynous human before swapping back.
Poi did not pay attention to that. He's already walking away.
Hey now, come on.
Yeah, what do you want?
Don't.
Listen,
It's more than-
What?
It's more about what you want, Poi.
Well,
I've got
what I want
information.
You have information?
Mm-hmm.
Let's, why don't we take this conversation to a place a little, quieter? I motion to, like, an alleyway.
As he follows you, and as he enters into the alley, he switches over to Thieves' Cant. I know you're really paranoid, Poi, but you don't have to worry too much about anybody listening in.
Well, let's just say the big boss isn't exactly, he's kind of a slave driver.
Fair
But
enough.
I do... but I do think I'm in a valuable position for him. I'm not sure if you've heard about any of our exploits. We did a little bit of bookkeeping at the local temple, met with a very handsome man, Verum the White. Not much else, though.
Well, we heard that there's going to be a meeting between the factions forming, and we don't really have any ears in the situation, so we really would like to make sure that you can get yourself inside.
I
Maybe,
raise my Poi raises his brows. I'm good at listening. Not as good as talking, but hey, I'm good enough.
Well, good. Well, and to our agreements, we do know some new information. Seems that more knife ears moving into the Misty Forest, and they are definitely Eldrath Veluthra.
Poi just nods at that.
And
Is he among them?
I don't have that. Wish I could tell you, but I do know that the good King Melindrock of the elves of the Misty Forest and the High Forest has started moving more units into the Misty Forest recently. But the only ones that are really catching anybody's eye are definitely EV.
Let's see. Well, that's a start. And I suppose your lips will loosen up just a bit if I attend this little session they got.
We might have a little bit more for you, perhaps, yeah?
Well, I'll be sure to keep my ears open and mouth mostly shut. Mostly.
That's the first time for everything, right, boy?
Don't bet on it.
As he takes a step back and, touching his hat, changes his visage from the masculine drow to a more feminine dwarf.
Damn, I really want that hat.
Don't mind me, gotta get going. Have
Poi's
fun
gonna
at the meeting, boy.
Poi's gonna do a cool fade into the shadows exit.
Did anybody else have anything they wanted to take care of before getting a long rest in and moving on to the meeting?
Already did a rise last time, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing so interesting.
I want to have
mostly
another
just
dream.
Clean up. Wow.
I'm good.
You already had one tonight. You don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
It's just Tiamat
Okay.
constantly slapping him.
All right. Well, then you all gain the benefits of a long rest
Yay!
as you receive your summons to the meeting, the Second Council of Waterdeep.
What happened to the first?
The first one you actually already, well, actually only 3 of you attended.
I suppose.
Yay, a meeting.
This is a little unusual though, because normally these meetings are strictly just the factions, but they are including your party, everybody who is not aligned to a faction, which is actually most of you, I believe, technically, because I don't think, actually, I don't know, it's about half, because I don't think Wei is technically aligned. It's just a guest of Lady Silverhand.
He's aligned to a foreign faction.
Yeah,
I'm
that is
literally
true.
just a dude. I'm literally just a dude you hired.
Well, now you are part of the Harpers.
Oh right, yeah, I did that. Never mind.
Grumble, grumble.
How much do we know about the meeting? Like before? Did anyone tell us anything?
Before the meeting, that it is going to be involving all of the factions, and it is likely in direct response to your return.
Eldrath will be going as Ratu.
Okay.
I will point out that as we're getting together and everything, moment of Rai sees Ratu, he'll just give him a stern look before just continuing their way.
Do the other party members, do we meet before the meeting?
This would be happening at Waterdeep Castle. Much like before, you had met several people within one of the waiting rooms, or one of the meeting rooms. So you could do that. Some of you would be more likely to be amongst your faction group, but there wouldn't be any real reason for you to not break off.
So it's a party.
Just wondering if we wanted to convene at all. Rehash any information.
I
determine
would
any
say that
plans before and after the meeting.
at the least, Cam and Poi would likely be, and Ratu would likely be with Lady Haventree. Probably a Rai as well, just as a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bastion would be with the Order of the Gauntlet, specifically called forth by Anthar.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say that if you wanted to break off from the Lady Silverhand's entourage and meet up with the others, you could do that. Most of them
Just
would be
for-
in the same place.
Yeah, just for a moment. Especially looking for Cam.
Cam's not hard to spot. He's wearing a hooded robe and looks like he's got bandages on his head.
Boy's just gonna he's going to creep around. Not creep, he's just gonna kind of float around, listening into any particular important conversations that might be it's just gonna be quiet. It's gonna be very polite for once.
Gasp.
Wei kind of speaks to Cam into his mind. I see you are trying a deception.
I keep forgetting. Can he respond back telepathically, or is it a one-way?
No, it is only one
Okay.
way.
Is Cam currently with other members of the Harpers? As Wei says this.
They are in the room. As far as if you had been interacting with them is up to you.
Oh, he definitely would have been interacting with Leosin and Carlin probably if they were there.
Okay.
But when he gets the mental Discord ping from Yao, he will.
You've got mail.
Yeah, pretty much. He will excuse himself and go over to him so he can talk a little bit more privately. I didn't know what else to do. I fear that if they saw that, it would detract more from the conversations that I would have.
A wise decision.
I figure I could just say, and this is totally true, I suffered a head wound. And I am treating it.
Do you believe you will have much to say to the nobles and the factions as the representative of the Harpers and the leader of our party?
I probably will. But like I say, to not give obvious. Wait, I've got horns out of my head, for crying out loud. People are gonna look
I
at
am
that
aware.
and not see anything past that.
I will do what I can to help. Before the meeting, please, find me.
I think we'll all be together.
Mayhaps. I will be returning to the side of Lady Silverhand.
She'll be there, so I'll see you there. Thank you, Wei.
I understand the troubles that you have fallen upon you. And though you may have attempted to stab me in the back, it means nothing if you are
Coincidence.
trying to fix it for the future.
As a matter of fact, I have friends who are looking into helping me fix it as we speak, but it will take time. In the meantime, I do the best that I can for the Harpers and for my friends, but mostly for Bahamut.
Wei
And
gives a... Oh, what?
he puts his hand on Wei's shoulder. Thank you again for everything.
Wei gives a quick nod. And then before he parts, he asks, "And what are our plans with Verum?"
I don't know. They took him away, and they're probably the Harpers have probably already talked with him, or if not, this is probably going to be the time when they do.
Then I shall make my preparations. If you would excuse me.
Of course.
If there is time, Wei would like to do a spirit session with his attendant.
Certainly.
Okay.
I'm interested in
Evil.
what spell you're going to be picking.
He takes Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That is a risky choice, but I appreciate it.
Depends on what he's doing. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. It can go well. It can also go badly. All right. Well, as the hour rolls on, as more and more delegates begin to enter with their various entourages and individuals that support them, as they begin to filter into the giant meeting room that some of you had seen previously. A giant table with several chairs around it, as well as several chairs behind those to create kind of a gallery of sorts. Walking in, there are a few familiar faces. Of course, you know Lady Silverhand, the Open Lord of Waterdeep. Also, Lord Neverember, the giant man with the big red beard, who was the previous Open Lord, but is now just a representative of Neverwinter. There is also Ontharr Froom, the leader of the Order of the Gauntlet, Deland Winterhound, which Wei had met previously at a party. He does not have Ogilvy with him, unfortunately. And then there is a few others that you had seen but have not been properly introduced to. And you do note that several of the other people that you had met have already are not present. But as everybody filters in and starts sitting down, there are definitely quite a few people that are sitting in the gallery, some of yourselves included, as Bastion is sat with the section behind the Order of the Gauntlet, Way with Lady Silverhand, and the rest of you with the Harpers. As there's a soft rumble going through the room as everybody's having their own quiet conversations with their neighbors. Before Lady Silverhand stands and looks out to the council and guests and clears her throat to gather attention. I thank you all for coming on such short notice. Some of our numbers will be unable to attend due to the haste with which this meeting was drawn up. Also, one of our numbers has been detained, which will be addressed momentarily. All the same, this is my first time overseeing this council meeting as the Open Lord, so I will just clarify that as the host and highest authority here, I expect all of you to speak with respect and show all our members and guests their due dignity. We are, after all, friends and colleagues as well as adults by many margins. With that address, this meeting has been called to inform all parties involved here of what the Harpers have learned from their mercenary group. And the first matter at hand... fair enough, yes. The first matter at hand, as the doors open, and 4 armed and armored Waterdeep City Guard approach, with Verum in between them, chained and manacled. And you do note that not only is he chained and manacled, he is still in his shredded and dirty purple robes.
Can I make a check to prevent myself from saying an inappropriate joke?
I feel like that if you want to do that, that would be a wisdom save.
Okay.
Checks against self. What's the DC? 25.
What is the DC? What is poise self-restraint DC?
30.
I have a number in mind.
Okay.
Yep. You're good. 18
Okay.
saves.
Okay.
Boy saves against boyness.
Incredible.
You know, it be that way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes. Well, as they bring him in to stand before the rest of the council, and Lady Silverhand speaks out. May I welcome to the chamber Verum the White of the Cult of the Dragon. Welcome to Waterdeep, sir. I hope the accommodations have been satisfactory. As he gives a nasty look to Lady Silverhand.
Ooh.
To
Poise
that
gonna
point,
have
a dwarf in the at the table is going to stand up and call out, "This dwarf is a fugitive and a wanted man both at Citadel Adbar and Citadel Felbar. We would request that you release him to us to face punishments according to dwarven law." As the rest of the council begins to murmur and speak with each other as they seem to foresee a possible issue that has arisen. You're welcome to speak out if you believe that you have a way to smooth everything over.
I don't understand dwarven politics, so I'm just gonna let this ride out.
Way, I guess, speaks up. Is this matter of utmost haste? We can negotiate releasing him after we have also interrogated him. I pray that you wait.
As Lady Silverhead looks to you and smiles, and we will discuss the prisoner's fate at a future date. This is a matter that must be discussed with the rest of the Waterdavian nobles, and of course the king's representatives. We of course would not want the kings to not be involved in this matter, of course. Is that correct, Master Bronanvil? As the dwarf just kind of sits down with a little grumpy look on his face. Indeed, we will discuss it. Thank you. For now, Verum is a prisoner of the Lord's Alliance and Waterdeep, and has agreed to submit to interrogation before the council. As everybody looks to Verum, who clears his throat. Now that I have been captured, being who I am and how high up in the ranks that I am, I have become a liability to the cult of the dragon.
Canberra would like to interrupt very briefly.
Go ahead.
Lady Silverhand, would it be beneficial if I invoked a spell for truthfulness just to be on the safe side?
As several of the other council members murmur at this, and Lady Silverhand holds up her hands, I do thank you, Master Cambro, but I believe that will be not necessary at this point. However, if it does become necessary, we will keep it on the table.
As you wish.
Now, as she looks around to Master Wei. Master Wei, I do believe you have a method or two in finding information from someone. Would you be so kind as to interrogate Mr. Verum here for our benefit?
What an unsavory proposition. But, as you wish. Wei stands up and maneuvers himself sort of center stage with Verum. I have not so much information as maybe all the other people here. And I do not wish to use unnecessary force. If you would kindly answer the questions, nothing will come of this.
I will cooperate. As this will open up the floor to questions from the council as well as the guests. Anything you wish to ask Verum, several of the council members will have questions of their own, but if there's anything that you wish to ask Verum to learn about the Cult of the Dragon or what they have been up to, he will be answering to the best of his ability.
Boy's going to...
Good.
Boy's going to listen in. He has some questions, but... He's Poy's going to oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Poy's going to sidle along to I guess perhaps one of like his captors, and he's going to like behave really like genuinely clueless, like okay, how do I want to articulate this? He's going to be like a pearl clutching mom. If that makes okay, so he's gonna approach. He's gonna be like, "This world has no shortage of scum like him. Tell me, where will he be kept? Blockaded in the deepest temple, I should hope." He's trying to get the guard to say where he'll be detained.
As the guard looks down to you, while we're keeping him locked up within the dungeons of the castle. They will not be getting away so easily if anyone were to try.
Dungeons. Alright. I wonder if I can push to see if he knows exactly where. No. I'll just accept it. I'll just like yes. Good.
Okay. First, let us state the obvious. Please, state your name and your position within your organization.
I am Verum. I have abandoned my clan name, my surname, my title at Citadel Elbar. And I am now Verum the White, and I am the White Worm Speaker of the Count of the Dragon.
This is probably very easy, but Wei would like to do an insight to make sure he hasn't lied on anything.
Sure thing.
Eldrath too.
Go ahead. So far, so good. Seems legit.
Thank you for your cooperation. Now, I would first like to open the floor to my party members. For we have spent much time and shed blood, sweat, and tears in finding Verum.
Well, I mostly exploded them, but sure.
As the guard next to Poi looks at him like, wow, is that really? Yeah?
It's just,
Dude, that's cool.
I mean, his reputation has exploded in veracity.
Oh, I see. Okay, my bad.
I guess Arai will be the first one to start with the questioning. At the temple, we were told that you were searching for a type of item. Exactly what item are you in searching for?
He looks almost a little embarrassed before clearing his throat. It was an artifact for the Queen of Dragons, the White Dragon Mask.
And you have lost it?
It was stolen from me.
Did you recover it?
I did not. I used the pool of Daedarius to find where it was located.
And where is it located?
At the time, it seemed to be in the hands of someone within Waterdeep here, but I sent word to one of our operatives, and I believe they were sent to intercept. I do not know where it is currently.
This seems like important information that I'd like to insight.
Sure, go ahead.
Ugh.
Ratu has a question.
Okay.
He says, and what are the purposes for these masks? What do they do?
Everyone believes that they are the key to opening the gate to Avernus. Everybody at that point starts murmuring and talking, and just kind of a surprised gasp going through the room.
Are you saying that these masks are the key to release the queen herself?
I am not certain of the full extent of the plan. Severin was very compartmentalized with that information. However, I do know it to be a very important key.
Who is Severin?
Severin is the leader of the sect. He is the Red Worm Speaker.
Before you had lost your mask, do you know if the rest of the cult has all of the masks?
All but one. Well, now two, I suppose. There are 5 in total. The black mask has been taken by a traitor. The white one is still being searched for, to my understanding.
Well, Wei is impressed that he seems to be very loose-lipped. At the same time, there's this creeping suspicion that there might be more. So he actually drops concentration on enhanceability and begins concentration on detect thoughts. But he's gonna keep it like surface level for now on Verum.
Okay.
And he's going to verify that anything that he says is what he's truly thinking.
When he says that it was a traitor who stole the black dragon mask, that's not exactly 100% true. However, that does seem to be the more or less the narrative or the belief that is going through the cult, and although Verum seems to know the truth of that matter. But otherwise, everything he's saying is correct. Severin is, in fact, the Red Worm Speaker and the leader of the sect, and they do have 3 of the masks that are confirmed in their possession.
Everything he says has been a truth so far.
Why are
Although
you
he,
being so forthright with us?
Since
Wouldn't
I
it
have
serve your
lost
purpose better to be quiet?
normally, but since I have lost the white dragon mask, my life is forfeit.
So you're seeking sanctuary.
I seek to not die.
When he says that, can Wei kind of like look around and scan the thoughts of like leaders around the table? Aside from Lady
You can
Silverhand,
do
he knows too
that.
much.
You can do that, sure. Of the people that are present, there is at the table Lady Silverhand, Lord Neverember, Ambassador Brawnanvil from the dwarf from the Citadels, Marshal Older Ravengard from Baldur's Gate, King Melendrock, the king of the High Forest and Misty Forest Elves, and Taryn Hornblade, the Lord's Alliance representing Silvery Moon, and Ontharr Froom and Delon Winterhound currently, as well as Lady Haventree. But I assume you would not, like, maybe you would. I don't know. You could, I guess.
Probably wouldn't try Silverhand nor Haventree.
Okay.
Although he would want to know what the dwarf does think about this.
He is pissed off beyond belief. Like, the fact that they are still having this meeting right now is pissing him off completely, because that dwarf in the middle of there in chains is a wanted fugitive in the Citadels, and he wants him. Like, he wants him taken back to the Citadels. So he's really mad. And the idea that he's trying to get sanctuary here really does not go well. Like, he is not going to let that happen.
And I don't think there's anyone else that I'm curious about right now. So yeah, let's move on.
All right. As the mention of sanctuary, Lord Neverember stands up. I would have to advise against such matters. This is a very tenuous situation. Most certainly, I think we can all agree on that. That this is now a piece of the puzzle that they would want to either reclaim or to remove. And that puts us directly in the middle of this conflict.
As this is occurring, Hoy's going to try to find another guard or person of higher rank. Am I okay to do this, or am I interrupting?
I mean, you can try. I don't know how successful this might be for you. Because it's one thing to just like get some random information from somebody off the street, but trying to get like detailed security information from a guard, a bit different.
Do you suppose I need to be? Do you suppose Poi's forte is being a duplicitous scamp? Right then. He'll try to find I'll try to find one of the guards, and a different guard this time. He's going to hunch over.
Oh, did we lose Poi?
No.
And where exactly where we stone him?
Sorry, you cut out there after you hunched over.
Did I?
Yep.
You did.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Okay, Poi's going to remove his mantle, and he's going to make himself look as scruffy as possible. He's going to hunch over like an old man, using actually his sword. And he's going to kind of wheeze a bit. He's going to go to the guard and say, "Hey, so I'm the new jailer. Where we stowing this bloke? Which cell?"
Roll the deception check.
Please, come on, please.
Don't know if I should give you a disadvantage or not on this one.
You know, if you do, he'll just throw another 20.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is what Poi does. He's a luck bender.
Honestly.
The thing is, though, is that the premise is so weird. Like, it's so
It's
like
true.
this is a closed meeting, and all of a sudden the jailer has appeared to say, "Hey, where are we putting this guy?"
Well,
In the
let's
middle
just
of the
say
meeting.
he arrived late. There was traffic.
There was one person detained. They said that.
Is Poi sneaking? Like, is this can I do a perception check real quick to see if he's
like-
talking to this guard?
He's tiny. He can.
He is small, so he does kind of fit in between the crowd a little bit, unfortunately. I would say that this would just be a. I am going to need a stealth check from Poi if you're trying to avoid being spotted by other people.
All right, fine.
The door is open. 20 beats of 15, so yeah, you spot them. So they appear to be in the middle of a bit of a pantomime, a little bit of a deception going on currently.
I mean, Eldrath knows a deception when he sees it. Uh, he has. If his eyebrow could be raised any higher, it would. Um, he he's going to do a quick message, but try to hide it from the council, directed to Poi.
Right.
Do I need to do like a stealth or?
No, not really. This is more or less a subtle enough. Nope, you're not really drawing attention to yourself. So
Everyone's focused on Verum, I think.
True. Okay. Eldrath says to Poi, perhaps you should focus on the meeting and not get yourself into trouble.
Has the guard responded to? I'm still waiting if I succeeded.
as the
'Cause-
guard doesn't even kind of look down at you or address you, he's like really paying attention to the meeting. Says, same spot as always. I mean, the bottom layer, the big cell. That's what they said.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you. Poi's gonna vanish, but like he's going to, before he vanishes, he's going to give Eldrath the cheekiest looking smirk before he vanishes into the crowd.
As the guard just kind of goes, "Wait a second, what?" And he looks around and then sees nothing. So, hell is.
All right.
Returning to Verum.
Yes.
I have a question. How were you caught by the Yuan tea?
We had just finished up using the divination pool, and I was in the middle of sending a message to our operative, and they ambushed us from the side. We didn't even know that they were there.
Were you successful in sending the message?
I believe so, but I did not receive a response.
And that and everything's all still true. No weird inconsistencies in thought.
Nothing yet. However, he's trying hard to not say anything about the operative, it seems.
Hmm. I am certain you do not wish to reveal the identity of your operative. Am I correct?
Knowing their identity would not have any effect on what they are able of doing.
Then it doesn't matter either way whether you tell us or not.
Roll persuasion, Cam.
You
Do
unfortunately
I
not
have advantage on this?
No, I dropped it because
no.
I'm focusing on
Oh.
on detect.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Persuasion?
Yes.
Ooh.
Nice.
As
You can
a
talk to this bear.
with a 25, you can see Verum's thoughts kind of go across his face as Wei, you can hear him pondering, if I give them this information, would it be a benefit to me or would it be a detriment to me? Most likely it would be a benefit, so he's just kind of weighing it in his mind before he says out loud, They are a chosen champion of Tiamat, the one known as Ignir.
And where is this Ignir now?
I don't know. The last I sent them the message, told them that it was somewhere here in Waterdeep, the mask, but I don't know where they are now.
And what does it mean to be a chosen of Tiamat?
He has been blessed with a fraction of her power. He is one of the most powerful spellcasters I have ever seen. A terror, to be certain.
Can you describe him for us?
He is a red-scaled half-dragon.
At that, Cambro's eyes widen a little bit and then narrows at Verum as a memory floods into his brain.
Cam, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. As you feel your anger rise, looking at Verum, and you can almost feel that same kind of the fizzling anger at the back of your mind before. Take a breath. Focus.
Cambro's eyes flick to Way momentarily, and then back to Verum.
Way nods.
I have no more questions.
As you sit back down and Carlin leans over to you. What was that about?
It's nothing.
Can
Didn't look like nothing.
Drop it,
how
Carlin.
surface? How surface how surface were those thoughts? Were they loud? Could Way just know what you wanted?
I feel like yes. Maybe not understanding fully that Wei is able to read your mind at this moment, but I feel like Cam would have been thinking pretty loud.
Does detect thought get an image or just words?
Surface level, unless they dig deeper.
Yeah.
Then I think what he would get would be the image that he was fed in the dream of Ignir running his, basically killing Tormash in the assault on the Temple of Bahamut.
Way seems to have an expression of understanding that seems to come suddenly to him. And he sort of holds that idea in his own mind for a bit. He doesn't think it would be an appropriate thing to ask during this interrogation, however. He looks around as well, towards his party members specifically. Does my party have any more questions?
Arai shakes his head.
Bastion never had any to begin with. Just shrugs.
Poi is Poi's just listening and
As you can see, lords and ladies of the Alliance, our party is much more concerned with what we can do to prevent this catastrophe. Now, I open the floor. There is probably much you would like to ask.
As Lady Haventree stands up. What knowledge do you have of my husband's death?
Ooh.
ooh.
I was to meet here in Waterdeep with the assassin to confirm the death. That was when I was robbed. As she's not wavering, but you can kind of see that tension in her arms and in her back as she's holding herself with poise and dignity as she begins to sit back down.
Oh, I thought you said
Indeed.
poise in dignity.
Oh no.
I mean, yes, but
Yeah.
is that confirmable?
Yes, it is.
He
Seems
speaks
that
the
it was
truth.
a yeah. Let's see who else. Marshal Ravengard of Baldur's Gate does stand forward and speak out. Now, you say that there are other numbers that you have worked with, including this Ignir, this operative of yours. Are we to understand that there are others who are currently moving about? There are other sympathizers, perhaps? Yes, actually. I have already told the Lord's Alliance of one of them. As they all kind of look over to Lady Silverhand at that. As I had stated, one of our numbers was detained. The good Lord Montalegro, it seems that they have had some dealings with the cult in the past. And as such, I have removed them from the council. I hope nobody will object. As nobody objects.
Does anyone silently object?
There's definitely a couple of people who are surprised. However, some of them are just kind of like, fucking knew it.
Okay.
One in particular who seems really tickled by it all is the human Terran Hornblade from Silvery Moon. Like, he's actually like having a little bit of trouble holding in his how smug he feels at the moment, having called it.
Was he at the first meeting and like
He
and
was.
Terran had a little spat?
He did not have it with Montalegro. That was Lord Neverember had a little
Oh,
spat with.
okay.
Terran is one of the people who did laugh a little bit at the subtle jokes that were thrown and the subtle jabs. Seems to be a bit of a playful person.
Mm.
As the murmuring settles down over the reveal of Lord Montalegro being a sympathizer, and a voice in the back says, I do actually have a question for this man. As everybody looks and sees a dark-skinned woman, young, very well-dressed, carrying a very large, black, dark wooden staff with a little silver, what looks like it could be a dulled axe head on the end, with the image of a wolf carved into it. It is
That's
to
one
my
way to make an
understanding
entrance.
that the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's stupid poi shit. And go ahead.
It was to my understanding that there is a red wizard, a fae that is working with your group, one by the name of Rathmodar. I would like to know a little bit more about that, please. As Verum looks at this person and just kind of looks to the others, council members before, yes, Rathmodar is working with Severin. They are currently determining the best way to summon Tiamat. I do understand that Rathmodar is not here at the Red Wizard's behest, though. He has gone rogue. As the woman smiles and kind of looks back to Lady Silverhand. Well, that is interesting. So the Red Wizards are not actually helping the Cult of the Dragon in this matter. No, they are not.
Does Cambro recognize this woman?
As you're looking at her, go ahead and give me a, we'll call this a history check.
And whoop. Durr.
I mean, whoever she is, she must be important because nobody's interrupting her. But she doesn't look like a member of the council.
Well, whoever she is, she's certainly causing something. Always going to take a vested interest in her, particularly.
And you are planning to summon Tiamat, correct? That is our plan, yes. Where? There's only so many places where you could draw that much energy. So where is it? I know where it is, yes, but I do not know where it is. It's going to be at the Well of Dragons. However, I've never been. I don't know where it is. I only know of its name and its importance.
Would Eldrath recognize that name from just growing up?
I would say just roll an intelligence history check. As he says the Well of Dragons, you think back to your previous adventures, and you remember briefly while you were looking through the library of Neratar, there was a mention of wells, of a well. Something very important about the well, but there wasn't much there about it. As the woman with the staff continues. And this Well of Dragons, you understand it to be a potent source of energy? Yes, we believe it to be the one of the ancient locations of a temple to Tiamat. The woman with the staff spins around to look at Lady Silverhand. I will begin to look into this. Thank you, Lady Silverhand. As she taps her staff onto the ground and disappears as she casts Dimension Door.
Cambro, lightly elbows Carlin if he's still nearby. Do you know who that was?
Yeah, that was Vajra Safar, the Black Staff.
what does Cambro know about the Black Staff then?
The Blackstaff actually works with the Harpers. However, you've never met her before. She mostly deals with like the higher ups. But she is the strongest wizard, basically, in Waterdeep. She is the head wizard of sorts.
Well, that explains why everybody was not interrupting her. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, if Vajra came here to ask questions, then she really wanted to know the answers. I don't think they could have kept them from her. Well, as Lady Silverhand claps her hands together, I believe that is a good start. I think we will have Master Verum return to his cell for a spot of rest and a meal, so as to jog his memory for anything else he may be able to tell us in the future. As the guards begin to gather up Verum and prepare to escort him out of the chamber. And as they exit, Delan Winterhound, the half-elf representative of the Emerald Enclave, does step up. I would like to voice a concern. Verum is a active destructor of nature. They are one to disrupt the natural order, and keeping them in our immediate vicinity only threatens to do more to disturb that natural order. I do believe it would be wise to remove him from the city as soon as possible. Your objection is noted, Delan, and I will make sure to bring it forward with the Waterdavian nobles to determine what the best course of action would be. Thank you. I do also have a matter that needs to be addressed that we have gathered here. It does seem to be relevant to these matters. We have word of dragon sightings in the Misty Forest, and a few reports of the attacks as well.
Now
There's
this
some
actually
murmuring.
gets
Yeah, this definitely piques your interest, boy.
Deyna,
Yes,
have they taken Verum out of the room?
they have.
Okay. Ratu is going to slip out, and if the coast is clear, he will cast invisibility to do so.
I would say roll stealth first. $30. Jesus.
did they detect him?
I
think
don't
that was
think anybody does.
Detect who?
They disappeared.
Who?
But yes, you were able to break line of sight with everybody, find a spot where you are not so easily spotted, and turn yourself invisible.
Yep. He's going to be following the guards and Verum.
All right. As Delan continues with the report of the dragon sightings, and Lord Melendrock, a very old elf, very, very obviously old too, which for elves is very, very rare. They, elves don't crack.
Don't.
They don't get the laugh lines or anything. But older elves, they do look a little bit more saggy, I guess. They kind of worn down a little bit, like they crouch a little bit, they stoop a little bit. As this particular elf, Lord Melendrock, stands and speaks calmly and slowly. As I have stated previously, the dragon issue was investigated and we found nothing. The reported sightings have reduced since we have moved some of our units, so it would appear to be either a misunderstanding of something that has occurred in the area, or perhaps it is just a ruse being brought forward by some of the recent malefactors who have been stepping into the Misty Forest.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Of course.
I think I would like
I
to
wanted
as
to
well.
do one too, but can I do one, please? Because I love checks.
Sure.
Insight? Okay.
Yeah, be insight. Yep.
You know, he certain believes that. I would say, Way, with your detect thoughts, you can tell that Melendrock is mostly annoyed that Delon has basically stepped into his backyard without addressing it with him directly. However, you get the feeling that he may have tried to address this with Melendrock before and nothing happened.
Noted. More politics.
Unfortunate.
Oh, okay. Poi's gonna actually have to be reverent. And who might these malefactors be you speak of?
As Melendrock looks around to see who spoke out to him and sees you standing forward. They would be a group of elf supremacists, the Eldrath Valuthra.
And Poi already knows this. He's just trying to. Well, got elf supremacists. We got, well, reports of dragons in the area. Who was your informant? Who told you all this?
He seems a little bit taken aback that somebody is questioning him, so
Does Poi notice he's being taken aback?
A little bit, yeah. He is a king. Like, he's wearing a crown and everything.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he is a king.
Would that
Poi's
have
going
stopped
to
you,
look up
really?
and Poi's going to look up and see. Oh, you're a king. Oh, well,
We have heard
my liege.
We have heard many rumors that have come forward, and most of them are ludicrous at best. Currently, the Eldrath Valuthra are currently trying to make stakes within the Misty Forest, and we are not keen to allow that. So we are currently in the actions of trying to push them back.
Poi, realizing he just questioned a king, is going to be like, huh, okay.
As Delan, seemingly a little annoyed at this point, I would like to remind the council that when we received the previous information from the interlopers, as they were known, that there were mentions of some names of possible members who were worm speakers. And I would like to remind the council that Naranvain was in fact one of those names. At that point, the King Melendrock slams his hands on the table and stands up and looks at Delon. You will keep these lies out of my ears. Naranvain is dead.
Does Cambro know who Naramvain is?
Does anyone?
That would fall under history check for the lot of you.
Could Poi have possibly heard it through his web of informants, or
Possibly. It is public
What role is
information,
that?
so to speak, just a little bit obscure, perhaps, for some of you.
History's
Alright,
not on
fine,
my
I'll
side
do it.
this time.
Oh, I failed history.
Does he at least believe
Huh?
the words that he's saying?
Ooh.
Yes.
He does. In fact, he is quite angry that somebody would suggest that, as you, Wei, are in his mind, both Cam and Bastion have heard the name Narenvain before. Narenvain was the son of Melindrock.
Ooh, it's getting real.
As there's a little bit of a rabbling that has happening between several of the council at this moment, as Melindrock is staring daggers at Delan, who is staring straight ahead at Lady Silverhand. I do not wish to disturb our good friend Melindrock, but this information has been brought forward to us, and we should look into it. As Lady Silverhand looks over to the other council members, Narenvain was a good son and a good prince of the High Forest, despite our disagreements. And I do understand, of course, that the council has had issues before with Narenvain, but Melindrock says that he is dead. And unless there is proof that he is not, then I will not entertain this notion, out of respect for the king and his family. I understand. I will not press the issue. However, the reports have been coming in, less frequently, but they do exist. And it is an issue that I believe that we should address. As he sits down, and several people just kind of stare at him, but he doesn't seem bothered. Well, with that in mind, perhaps it is a good time for us to recess and gather some refreshments, perhaps. I will call for a recess of 45 minutes, and then we will rejourn. As she...
Oh, I thought you were actually
talking to you
calling her
guys,
free.
no. But no, as everybody stands and begins to filter out of the room into their various sitting rooms and meeting rooms to have their own private conversations. As Lady Haventree sits in the sitting room and just goes quiet and just folds her hand on her lap and stares ahead.
We're pretty much adjourned right now, correct?
Yes, and you're all
Yeah.
free to move
Cambro's
about, go everywhere.
Cambro's
he's
gonna
gonna-
go Master Way.
Oh, he's gonna go to the worst. Probably just gonna go to the dark alleyways for now. Trying to keep all the names in his head.
Cambro will find Master Way. You asked me to let you know when those feelings came back. When Verum
Indeed.
described Ignir to me, they came back.
The past must haunt you and claw at your soul.
He was shown to me
Sometime-
to be the one who had killed Tormach. So yeah, it does claw at my soul.
Sometimes the ghosts of the past are the hardest to remove.
Candace
Great
really
tell.
does not have an answer to that. He just nods.
Have you found the one that you are looking for to help you?
I have, as I said earlier, they're looking into things. But it will take time.
What might you share about that?
As in who it was?
Who it was, what you think you must do.
Well, I don't know what I must do. But the one who walks in peace is working to find a solution right now. As soon as I find out any more information, I'll see about letting you know.
Thank you for sharing with me this great trauma that you carry.
I did promise you that I would let you know when these feelings came back.
Of course, and I will
I sincerely
always
hope
help
this
you.
is all of it.
If this is a trigger, if these memories are what cause you to feel these feelings, we may need to explore the connection.
Perhaps. I think I'm going to just go get some of those broccoli florets right now and just
Please.
be with my thoughts. Good thoughts. I hope. And he will excuse himself and go to where the refreshments are and and assault the vegetarian table.
Oh, that's a vegetarian table.
As we cut to 4 guards taking Verum through a dank and dark dungeon, down several flights of stairs before placing him in a single dungeon cell that is clean, fresh grass on it, and or fresh not grass, fresh hay down, and as well as clean buckets, as well as a meal. Nothing extravagant, mostly just bread, water, and some stew. As they push him into the cell and leave him there to his own devices, as he goes to begin to eat and drink from his meager offerings.
Eldrath is going to use as much time as he can with the invisibility spell, so he basically is being a little creepy and watching him.
Yeah.
Well, you have a whole hour on that spell.
Oh, I know.
So if you're just gonna stare at him for an hour, that is something you can do.
Ceiling Eldrath is watching you eat.
The guards themselves aren't nearby the cell, right?
No, they have left him. He's pretty much secured down here.
And there's no one in any of the other cells.
No, this is the very bottom layer, so they only keep the worst of the worst down here.
Okay. With the invisibility up, he's going to say in Draconic, I need you to tell me exactly what happened when you lost that mask.
As he startles and kicks back, as his kicks over his bucket and his plate of food, takes a step back up against the wall. Ignir, did you come to kill me?
Talk, and we'll find out.
Roll a deception check with advantage. Natural 20 for a 33.
With advantage. I don't does he need to roll again?
As he looks about the cell and the hallway. It's as I told you. I was robbed. We were attacked by a group of people in black cloaks. They managed to take the mask from me. I went off and I procured better security after that. The devils weren't cheap, but I was able to get them.
Damn you. I want more details of these men. Men in black cloaks.
I don't know. They seem to be people of the city. I never met them before. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know where they were from, but they seem to know about us.
How did someone as incompetent as you get a hold of that mask?
I worked very hard to get where I am, Ignir. Not all of us are the pets of the gods.
And some are not capable of understanding the power that those gods can give. Do you want me to show you?
Please, Ignir, I have told you what I know. The message, I sent you the message. Did you receive it?
No.
The last time I saw them it was only 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I think at this point. But they were here in the city. They were within the markets. That part I could tell.
Which markets?
The main markets down at the dock ward. Please, Ignir, you must believe me.
This blood traitor, Eldrath, correct? Tell me more about him. What have you heard?
We know that he is a chosen one, like you. But he seems confused. Perhaps he is misguided by those that he has kept company with. I understood that he was a member of one of the old clans. But it was one of the clans that had gone quiet, hidden. I don't know their name, but they are one of the nomad clans.
These clans, or this clan, how would it be possible for them to be capable of summoning a chosen one like that?
I don't believe they would be. I don't know what their plan is. I haven't spoken with Raf Modar. He has been speaking only with Severin. Please, Igdir, I have been loyal. I have been loyal to the cult. I have given so much. If I can be released from here, I will dedicate everything I have, all of the resources that I have access to, in regaining that mask and taking my place back at the Well of Dragons.
Are you sure that this Well of Dragons is the location? Can you believe what they have told you?
Why would they lie to me? No, of course it is. Severin is obsessed with it. Of course it is the location. He has spoken of nothing but.
Well, without that mask, any plans that he has won't be coming true.
Yes, but if you and I are able to recover the mask, then everything will work out, yes? This is but a small hitch in the plan.
As he moves closer to the bars and reaches out.
It's like, please, Ignir, you can't leave me here. The dwarves of the citadels, they will have me hanged.
You are right about one thing. I will be getting that mask to make up for the failure of you. And Eldrath will leave.
Damn.
As you
It's ice
begin
cold.
to walk away, and he hears the sound of the footsteps moving.
Ignir, please, no. Ignir! Ignir!
Oh, oh, oh.
And I think that's a good place to take a break.
All right.
I'm gonna be going to the hotel room's open, so I'm gonna be moving there. Give me a moment.
Okie dokie.
All right. I'll go ahead and take my break. I'll be back in about 5, guys.
Sounds like a
Thank-
plan. Let's do it.
I'll be doing something similar. And for those that are watching my stream, we'll be doing our 3-minute break here. You probably won't be missing much. I'll probably undeafen again for, some chit chat during the break. But yeah, this is the only time we do ads during the D&D stream, so feel free to subscribe if you want to avoid all ads. But yes, I try to be as opposite of generous as very few ads as possible. Anyway, I'll be gone for a bit. See you soon.
I have returned. And it seems I'm the only one.
Are you?
Ah!
Okay.
Why are we screaming?
Ignir!
I'm here to kill you. Now.
We've been rattling off so many fantasy names that I'm like, for some reason, thinking about Dune right now. Because that loves to rattle off weird fantasy names.
Fantasy names are difficult.
Technically,
Oh,
I've been
and
here
I'm
the whole
back.
time due to having earless buds, but
Ah.
yes.
Would you like me to scream in them more?
No, please don't.
I'm
Ignir!
back.
I don't need any more screaming in my ears as it already is.
We all screaming?
Yeah, we're all screaming.
I
Specifically.
scream.
Wow.
I have an orange.
I only scream for ice cream.
I-
And in cases of extreme stress.
I mean,
Well,
don't
that's-
we all?
That's valid. That's true. That's
Yeah.
Politics.
I love 'em.
Politics.
I love what I can't believe
Fun
it.
part about
Age-
D&D, politics.
Talking is my favorite part of D&D. It is actually my favorite part of D&D, just talking.
The
I'm reasonably sure that Eldrath violated the Geneva Convention somehow.
Did he? They don't exist here.
I don't know.
Are there war crimes in whatever this world is?
depends
Probably.
on the nation, city, state, or kingdom, I suppose.
Of course, you have to be so granular.
That not how it works in real life?
Of course, real life has to be so granular.
It's
Faerun is
good.
just a very small section.
Yeah, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good that Eldrath and I share the same level of IQ, because I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Well, that's
Well, you were doing it
that's
pretty
good to
damn
know.
well.
He can, when he's in the moment, he can, do the thing, but it's like, I don't.
I mean, as soon as Verum confused you for Ignir, my face just went, oh.
I mean, Eldrath
We're gonna get some
rode that
juicy
ship.
info that none
Dude,
of us
that
can
was
act on.
pretty epic. That was like a. It's pretty.
I at least have a location now.
You do have a
Mhm.
location.
Note importantly, we do not have a location. Eldrath has a location.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I'm
probably
sure
something
Eldrath will
we should have
share.
mentioned.
if he wants.
To useful people.
Eldrath maybe pulled this off without you guys even knowing he was gone.
Maybe.
Not with that
Next
stealth
time.
roll. I mean, pretty much at that point, yeah. Eldrath, who's that? They've disappeared from reality.
Next time on D&D, Eldrath is chained. We have to fight. Break him out. Ugh.
The rescue of Eldrath.
We've
Wait,
gone
how
too
far
far.
this
in a few
episode is that
places.
we need to go back.
Everything could be a war crime in another place. That is very true, I suppose. A little disturbing of a thought.
Yep, yeah, they're not wrong.
Which crime pays a lot of money, actually. So.
Yes, crime.
What's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite serial killer? I think Ted Bundy's so hot.
I am not answering.
I'm a classic person. I do prefer H.H. Holmes.
I think everyone's been trying to chase the high of Vlad the Impaler. I don't think they've quite match.
I just, the only reason I think of H.H. Holmes is because of the fact that he built a murder mansion in the middle of Chicago.
What?
He
murder?
legit, he owned an inn or a hotel of sorts, and one of the things that he liked to do was he basically would he worked with like several contractors, and he would always like refuse to pay them or have like a huge disagreement with them, so they would quit and he would bring on another contractor. So nobody except for him knew what the final like blueprints actually looked like. So he had a whole bunch of like hidden rooms and like hallways where he could sneak through the night, and he would like pump like gas into a room where somebody was sleeping and watch them suffocate. Like, he was really twisted.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, he was really messed up.
Sounds like the man needs therapy.
That sounds like a great idea for like a campaign idea or D&D or a D&D encounter.
It's in bad taste for like the first 50 years, but then after that, it's prime material. Actually, no. When did
the weirdest thing about it too is like, yeah, the Killing Hotel. That's basically a murder mansion in the middle of Chicago, and he apparently would take the bodies of the people that he killed and sell them to colleges and schools
as cadavers.
And apparently, this was during a time frame where there really wasn't any like regulation about that, so you could just roll up with a dead person and just be like, "Hey, did you want to buy this dead person for your class or your school?" Like, yeah, sure, we'll give you $10 for it. So apparently, that's how he got away with it for so long, was he was just literally selling all of his victims off to for study, until apparently somebody found them, like somebody that they knew that was like, "Why is this person dead? They are not supposed to be dead." There was a whole documentary about it. It was the most fascinating thing I'd ever seen, because this guy was really messed up.
Yep.
Aren't humans the best?
Nope.
They are, unironically. They're also the worst, unironically.
It's hard to compete.
Now I just want to see a picture, though, completely veering off of this. I want to see a picture of Poi in a framed portrait with Jailer of the Month underneath that. Just like they recognize his wonderful work as a jailer, apparently.
I'm very happy that worked. I think I'm the only one that was happy that worked.
I was impressed.
I think we're amazed that it worked.
This is the thing I tell my my other friend who plays a bard, and he doesn't always think through everything before he suggests things. And it's like, keep in mind what you're trying to do has to at least make a little bit of sense. Because if it doesn't make any sense at all, then there's literally no way you can convince people that what they see is not what they see. So, but if you are telling a lie that is remotely believable, then go for it, give it a shot. And
you was focused on the meeting.
The jailer who was late for the council meeting was ambitious.
To say the least.
You're only saved by the 20.
And it was a natural 20, so I had to give you some deference on that.
It was just enough. It was just enough. I barely met it.
Because I was literally sitting there like, should I put this on disadvantage? And then you went ahead and rolled, and it was a natural 20, and it was like, well, now I can't. Now I'm just going to look like a dick if I.
Poi is. I feel like he's every DM's nightmare character.
Well, but the problem is that sometimes the only issue that I have is that there are certain things that you cannot do in combat. and one of those things is charm a person. So if you are in the middle of combat with somebody, the likelihood of you being able to charm them without magic is very, very low, near impossible.
Even if I was them.
I mean, again, that comes down to being believable. Like, you have to sell a lie that is believable. Like, you can't just say the most asinine thing that is most beneficial to you, because if that's not a believable scenario, then why would anybody do it? Like, this is how I see persuasion and deception and intimidation checks. Like, if you walk up to somebody and just say something that is completely unbelievable, why would it even matter if you rolled well?
Yeah.
Because I asked really nicely.
No, I mean, if you're asking something that makes sense, I'll give you the deference to it. But if you're asking something that is completely out of left field, that's a different story.
I think one of the things that I remember hearing about that, about like natural 20s with respect to skill checks, is, and I think the dungeon dudes said this, would be something like, look, if you go up to the king and you say, give me your kingdom, and you roll a natural 20 on persuasion, he's not going to give you the kingdom. He's not going to give you what you want. He will laugh and say, that's very funny, Jester. I won't kill you today. That's what the 20 gives you. Anything less than that, and you probably would have been killed, or at least thrown in jail.
True.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This will be most
I like my my one friend who like ends all of his persuasion checks when he says, I would like to do a persuasion check. And it's like, okay, how are you going to do this? And he's like, blah, 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 very kind of meager, like meandering kind of like lead up to his persuasion. And then it's like, then he gets to the end and he's like, or else. And it's just like, motherfucker.
Or else.
You just made that an intimidation check.
Yeah, that's not a persuasion.
It's like, what? I was being nice. And it's like, but you ended it with or else. That's a threat. He was like, well, I'm still trying to persuade him. No, you're not.
Oh, my word.
Wow.
You are trying
that's
to
even there.
intimidate him into doing what you want. You are not asking him politely to do what you want.
The fact that's even his
social skills
argument.
are hard.
Every time, just like throws
I
an
beg
or
to
else on there. We had to
disagree.
finally tell him, it's like, please stop saying or else.
Or else.
Or else what?
And like, he's our face. Like, the rest of our group is not charisma based. Not like this
Oh.
party, which is like everybody has charisma.
Everyone's
Almost
Like
everyone.
3 of you have 20 in charisma.
everyone's like a Marvel character
Hmm.
level of.
Look, believe me when I say this, the charisma parties are the ones that are the hardest to deal with.
Yeah.
That is what's the
Looks
easiest to deal
over at
with?
Ethan.
The easiest ones to deal with is like a group of fighters, because all they do is they rush in and break down the door and start beating everything up.
Yeah, but that's not fun. What about wisdom based?
No, wisdom
Parties.
is actually really good, because wisdom covers like the ability to like see your surroundings, as well as to see, you know, the emotional status of people around you, as well as like medicine and how to check people out and everything. So it's like a really good, like, if you're a high wisdom character, you're gonna have a lot of good activities outside of combat.
Constitution party.
The Constitution party, just all barbarians, yeah. they
Drinking
just,
all the time.
just
Fight,
just
fight,
a team
fight,
of dwarves
fight.
running through wrecking shit.
And then they all come to a puzzle and they just like bash their heads against
That was-
the door.
There,
Ooh.
the dungeon dudes do that. What if we had a team of all whatever class? And I think there was like, what if we had a group of 4? And he said the paladins were the best by far, because they literally had no chill. Like, they would just, there was no sneaking, there was no, you know, we're just going to talk to a few people up here. It was, we're going to kick down the door and find the evil people and grab them and take them to justice.
Yeah, Space Marines.
I mean, that's,
Boom,
that's
kick in the
scam.
doors. Like, we are the paladins. We are here to fuck shit up. Don't stop us.
Mhm.
Pretty much.
Give me your villain.
That's Cam's training.
that they said the rogues were probably like would be the most fun to play, just because the rogues have basically like every pillar of play covered. Whereas like they're decent in combat and then they're really good at exploration and social. So like you could literally just have a group of 4 rogues and just sneak your way past every situation. It's like we're not bothered by anybody because we're not going to talk to anybody.
Introvert.
We're just
Talking
going
is
to
hard.
slide right past.
My kind of
All
party.
Are we all set, you think?
Yes.
I
I believe
think so.
unless I'm mistaken. In which case,
All right, let's
I
get back into
think.
it then.
We are.
All right. So we come back to everybody in their respective areas, resting, having some refreshments. As Ontharf Verum walks up in the crowd of the other Order of the Gauntlet people up to Bastion.
Oh, what's up?
Bastion, I understand that you are in possession of an item. Is it the gauntlets here? These are the
These things?
gauntlets of ogre power.
Yeah. I mean, they've sure been helpful. Like trying to downplay as
They
much
have
as you
indeed.
can. Like, you really...
I think they may be even more helpful moving forward.
How
As
so?
he pulls you to the side.
Whoop.
Some of the others have been looking into any advantage that we may be able to get in this upcoming conflict that seems to be brewing. And we have discovered in some of the ancient writings of Torm that there is in fact a legendary weapon, an artifact of the Trinity for Torm, Tyr, and Helm.
Oh.
It is a very powerful ancient weapon, but it is said that it can only be wielded by somebody of great strength.
Yeah, that's me. You could kind of see a bit of a waver in his smile, thinking to his actual strength.
We do believe that you may have a better chance than others. We have learned that the items, the gauntlets of ogre power here that you wear, if combined with with one of the belts of giant strength, would allow you to wield this weapon. The only issue is that we do not know where this weapon is.
Oh. Oh. For a second, he just thought he was thinking his gauntlets were the legendary weapon, but just putting 2 and 2 together. He has to put 2 things together to do this thing.
That is interesting that what he's
Yeah.
telling you is that basically in order to wield this legendary weapon of old, that you're going to need not only the gauntlets of ogre power, but you're going to need another item that increases your strength.
Yep. And do you want me to go out and look for this myself? Is there somebody already out there looking for... What's going on with this?
We have people looking into it. We're trying to find if we can get any inkling of where it may be.
Okay.
In the meantime, I would like you to keep your eye open for any belts of giant strength, any kind, any variety. They're fairly rare, but if we are able to find one, we are going to procure it, because we do believe that this weapon could be a great advantage to all of us.
Right. Anything in particular, any particular traits of it that will stand out to me that'll make me go, oh, yeah, I totally see it.
Oh, as far as the belts themselves, I'm not certain. I'd never seen one. Never really needed one, as he kind of flexes a little bit.
Bastion gives kind of that smile of because yeah, that really hits him a little bit on the inside. Yeah, I don't know. Can't imagine you having both those things yourself. Yeah, but if I can, sure, can help you out there.
Well, you've done great work for us, and we do believe that this would be a great boon to your group as well.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, I definitely have to be that reliant, strong guy for them. So, yes, thanks for the compliment there. Yeah, just didn't think he was gonna get, what was it? Not called out, but you know, one-on-one for this. But, yeah. Anything else that I should know? Anything going on that since I was gone?
At the moment, no, but we are still looking into the facts that we have learned of this Verum and the various whispers of what could be coming. But it is best for you to stay in the service of Lady Haventree and her group. I believe that is the best place for you to be at the moment. They definitely need your strength.
Well, thanks. I wasn't planning on going anywhere. Well, if that's...
As he
oh, yep.
clasps a hand on your shoulder, gives it a bit of a shake.
You are a good warrior, Bastion. One of the best.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for this. Yeah, thanks for the help.
As he pats you on the shoulder again and gives you a smile before walking off to speak with another member.
Yeah, this... yeah, just definitely... I don't know, mix of jostling, but also some sort of, I guess, optimism there. Wow. Belt. Well, guess that'll be another thing to add to this fashion show I got.
As Poi, you had left the castle to go find a
Little spot for unscrupulous individuals.
Okay. As you walk around, just a couple of blocks away from where the path leads up to the castle, and you can spot a few spots that are a little bit more shadowed, a little bit more out of sight from the main street, and you're knowledgeable enough to know that you're probably being kept on a short leash while in the city.
Whatever. Not whatever. All right. I'm gonna try to find any markings of any of my friends who might be interested in such in my new revelations that have been brought to me.
Well, you don't have to go far as you move into a darker alley out of the light of the sky, and a human man, broad-shouldered, tall, starts walking up to you. As looks like he's about to pass you, and then he just leans against the wall, looking down at you. Well, boy, what you learn?
A couple of names. He's going to. I actually forget what the names are, but he's going to talk up. He's going to focus on the conflict between the king and the whole son ordeal, and like the. He's going to focus on that first. Seems we got a bit of a dispute among believers and His Royal Highness.
Now that is interesting.
Apparently, there have been reports of dragon sightings out from the Misty Forest.
Yeah,
The
there
king
was
is
that.
The king is very adamant that they are ludicrous, for lack of a better word.
Well, the thing is that we do know that there has been a little bit of excitement out in that area. We had
The
heard
thing
that it
is-
might have been something big. We didn't hear dragon, though.
The thing is, I think he believes himself. Either that or he's so full of denial he can't even see the truth right in front of his face.
Did they? And they said that Narenvain wasn't responsible for this.
I believe his name was brought up a few times. That was the son of Dickie. We call him that.
Well, that is interesting.
Oh,
Because
and
Narenvain was exiled by his own father several years ago. Rumor was he died.
the rumor. What's the truth?
Nobody's seen him. At least that's from we've heard. But nobody's seen the
Well-
body either.
Well, from my experience, you want to make sure there's a corpse before you start throwing out allegations. Oh, and one more thing. Someone else decided to show their face at this meeting. What was her name? She was one of the black ones, black staff.
His eyes go wide at that. The Black Staff made an appearance. No way.
Yep. She walked in, drilled Verum like a corkscrew, and walked right out. Can I tell him like what questions she asked?
Yep. As he kind of quirks his head at that. Oof, red wizards. That is a problem.
How so?
Well, you know, they deal with they're necromancers, most of them, and they deal with an actual lich as their lord.
Well, we deal with an octopus demon as our lord. I don't think we should be throwing around these. Anyway.
Well, just saying, if this person is not acting on behalf of the Red Wizards, they're not going to be pleased that he's helping them at all.
I was considering paying our little friend a visit down in the cells. He's in the lowest, as I suppose high value as high value captives are. I was considering paying him a visit, maybe find out more about them. Wonder if he might know a thing or two. I don't think the Elf King is going to be readily giving information at this point, not after my courteous display.
As Sketch kind of leans his head and scratches at his imaginary stubble. You know, I do believe he has another son. What's their name? Allogathus? The prince?
Allogathus. Interesting. Has Poi heard that name before?
I'm gonna say that would be a history check at disadvantage.
Ah, Poe. Wait, I could have just... Okay, whatever.
You've heard the name spoken. He's one of the princes of the royal family, but other than that,
And is this what... Actually, wait. Why was the other one exiled in the first place?
he kind of shrugs and I don't know, something to do with maneuvering himself for more power.
Isn't that all they do?
That's what they like to do.
Ah, bugger. Well, I'll look into this Zelgavis bloke. Suppose this is a... Well, this is a drip feed, but we're getting somewhere. What else? What
The
else?
more information comes to light, the more information we can gather, right?
Poi just simply nods. I think I'm gonna go pay our friend a visit. I'll see if he...
As he tilts his hat and it shifts again. This time into the image of a half-elf woman who gives you a wink and starts meandering down the street.
Guess the Poi's gonna go to the castle. Get it off screen. The Dungeon.
You're gonna what? Sorry.
He's going to the Dungeon, where Daddy
The
Verum is being
dungeon.
kept.
Well,
If that's all right.
as you all re-enter, beginning to head back towards the meeting room for the council meeting.
The third one?
Not the third one. This is still the second one.
Oh, okay.
It's only called the second council meeting because this is the second time all of the council have been together in this many, yeah, anyway. Let's see. Master Wei. Let's see here. Master Wei, if I could have a perception check while you are moving into the room.
A perception check.
Oh.
Oh no.
I'm
Something
sure
I
you'll do
can't
fine.
already see. Yeah, okay.
What is up with tonight? Jeez.
I see
Whoa!
everything.
We're not
Natural
in a
20.
battle, that's why.
For a 31, okay. So as you enter the room and see a few of the various delegates and guests conversing with each other, you can see Delan, the half-elf member of the Emerald Enclave, speaking with a younger elf who seems to be part of the king's entourage. And they do seem to be having a quiet conversation with each other.
In the distance.
And as
Just in the distance.
yep, just in the distance, just quietly. But when King Melandrock enters, they end their conversation and separate.
Who's around me?
I would say you would be with the Silverhand group. So there's a younger-looking woman with kind of silvery hair sitting next to you. She hasn't introduced herself. I don't think anybody had introduced you to her. But she just appears to be a attendant of sorts for Lady Silverhand. And then the would say to the side of you is probably the group with the Harpers. So they're probably about, I would say not even like maybe 30 feet from you.
Okay. So like the party basically is
Yes.
not much. Okay. Um. Well, I mean, having sat down, he just kind of pretends to not have noticed, but he does continue to like inform the group that there is seems to be some sort of dealing with the land and the High King, Elf King's entourage. Something that maybe we should watch out for.
As the rest of the meeting begins, and as they go through the remainder of the items on the docket, mostly things that have very little to do with your direct involvement, but they are involving like issues with increased number of like attacks on Dragonborn population, as well as raids on various merchant caravans, as well as smaller villages that have been attacked. They just seem to be kind of going over the state of the of Faerun, the Swords Coast in general, and it's tense to say the least. There are still a lot of attacks that are being recorded against the Dragonkin populations of various cities. There have also been reports of raids and absolute destruction of small towns and villages done by the Cult of the Dragon and their raiding parties. And as the details of the meetings are spread about and eventually come to a conclusion, as everybody shares the information that they have provided, nothing that really would affect your investigations, unfortunately. As Lady Silverhand finally calls to the rest of the council to adjourn, and they will call the rest of the council back at a later date when more information is gathered. As you note that King Melindrock begins to leave immediately as soon as the meeting is adjourned, taking his entourage with him. As others begin to mingle with a few people, just a couple of quick conversations to the side. As Lady Silverhand turns and looks to the silver-haired woman. So, yes. Elia, if you could come this way. And she motions to you, Wei.
She motions to follow, or?
Yes, to come to approach her.
Oh, of course. So he does so.
As you approach, this human, Elia, as she turns to look at you and smiles. This is Elia. She is a acquaintance of some very powerful allies of ours. And she has been asked to speak with you about perhaps setting up a meeting with those allies.
Indeed.
Yes, if it is amenable to you, Master Wei.
Of course. It is, of course, nice to make your acquaintance.
As she gives you a bow and smiles. Your friends, perhaps it would be best if we could speak with them as well.
I will summon them then.
Would Eldrath have made a return at this point, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he may take a little bit of time to ponder a few things as he's walking back, so he's not hurrying. So he's probably
Sure.
arriving just as everything is ending.
And still in your Ratu disguise, yeah.
Yeah, no invisibility. He's back to being Ratu.
All right. As the nice woman, Elia, begins to gather your group and lowers her voice as she speaks to all of you. It was to my understanding that you had been working with Leosin, one of the Harpers, correct?
Correct.
Leosin is also one of our associates and deals with the allies that we wish to introduce you to. But we must know that we can trust you as well.
Have you already discussed this with Lady Haventree?
As she looks over to Lady Haventree and then back to you. No. The number of people who know about these allies is limited, for very good reason.
You have my secrecy.
Master Wei, I did not doubt this. The reputation of your nation has preceded you. And we trust you with this information as well. But the rest of you, I would need to know that you can be trusted with this information. I would ask you to swear it, that you will not speak it to another soul.
I have no soul to speak to, so your secret is safe upon my lips.
As long as this knowledge would not jeopardize Waterdeep or the Harpers,
Yeah,
I would swear to it as well.
I guess same here, as long as the Order of the Gauntlet is all okay through this. Yep, I swear to keep it, disclosed. What's the word? Yeah, something like that. Not shared.
I believe Leosin can vouch for me.
I think the whole party at once would turn to Poi.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Mhm.
I don't know if I should make you roll deception or not.
Yeah.
Would you truthfully keep this from
Maybe.
God.
It's a give and
Then
take.
I'm going to need you to roll deception.
God damn, rolling.
I think there's a level of chaotic neutral that's above chaotic neutral, and that's chaotic otter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there it is.
I'm still gonna roll insight. I believe.
Can I insight? It's the BS meter.
You can try.
Let me see.
I believe he won't lie.
Never mind, I can't. He beats me no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think you can beat him.
That's the problem.
As
Chaotic neutral.
Elia just kind of looks you all over and then nods her head and leans in further to whisper, "There is another council within Waterdeep. A secret council. And for those of you who are city folk have been to the city would think that she is referencing the Masked Lords.
Mask?
As and Wei, you would also know this because you had gotten some information about how Waterdeep runs.
Yeah.
Or like mask or mass?
Masked.
Okay. Oh, masked. Gotcha.
Yep. The identities of the Masked Lords are not known to the public. In
And
fact,
when shall
in
we
some
meet
cases, the existence of the Masked Lords is not known to the public.
We're not disclosing it.
And when
Good.
shall we meet them?
When the time has come, you will be summoned. But I will let them know that you are to be trusted for this meantime. And I will make sure that you are able to address them in full without interruption.
Is there any protocol we should be aware of?
Only that this is to be held to the utmost secrecy. And that if you were to leak this information, then we would have no choice but to take matters into our own hands.
At that statement, I think Canberra would do some insight because this is sounding shady now.
Sure.
Oop.
20.
She's being very serious. Like, she's not trying to threaten you, but she's letting you know the gravity of the information that she is providing to you.
I'm not getting any kind of like backroom like thievery
Malicious?
deals or anything like that.
Like malicious? No.
Okay.
Like, as far as like, yeah, this is definitely weird and secretive. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
But is there any malicious intent behind it? It doesn't seem to be. More so, they are just expressly showing you, trying to explain to you how serious this is.
All right.
Good. I will make the arrangements and I will reach out to you when we are able to gather everybody. As she goes to move away, I will have, let's say, actually, this will be everybody.
Yay.
We'll have everybody do a perception check real quick.
Yay.
Huh? Where?
Got an 18.
Perception.
Wow. I actually don't see anything this time.
Me too.
How did that happen?
Man, the floor is so
Alright.
nice in here.
Isn't it? It's great floor.
It's hard.
It's nice and polished, very yeah, it's nice. Arai. As they move away and they blink, you think for a split second, you think that their eyes changed color. But it's as quickly as you saw it, it's gone. As she begins to move away.
Am I aware of any type of different races that have that type of ability
I mean,
or feature?
that's a pretty broad descriptor.
Okay.
So you're not really gonna, you wouldn't really be able to narrow it down.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep a note of that then.
Well, what was
As,
that attendant's name
hmm?
again? I'm sorry.
Elia.
Elia. Okay. Thank you.
Oh boy, I don't know what's going on with my internet, but I am dropping frames.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
stay with us.
Sounding fine to us, at least.
They're trying so hard to send those packages, those little packets of data. They're struggling.
Oh no.
Data to the data.
Getting caught on all the cats in the tubes.
Mm-hmm. Somebody forgot to clean out the tubes again, full of cat hair.
Wasn't
Was
me this
there-
time.
Okay.
Was Lady Silverhand around us while this was happening?
She was. Yeah, she is. She had introduced a lot of you to Elia and then stepped away. She's just speaking with a few of the other council members who are attempting to just grab her ear for a moment, but she's quick to inform them to make an appointment.
Can I approach Cambro?
You may approach.
I lean up and whisper, I had another meeting with Mr. White. I have a location we can search for the mask.
Okay. Is that something? Is it nearby?
I'd rather not say here, but when we get a chance, we can gather the party.
All right.
That's all.
Yeah.
As you are
About
all
what time of? Oh,
escorted out,
Go
by
ahead.
the way. But yes, time-wise, this would be this would probably be early afternoon at this point.
shall we go to the yawning portal to have that talk, or someplace more less noisy? Let's put it that way.
I think the noise is okay.
All right. And unless anybody else has anything better to be doing at this moment, I suggest we all go to the yawning portal for a drink and a conversation. We've had a lot going on today.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Fine.
May was going to ask Lady Silverhand her opinions on the meeting and what her takeaways were, and how he's not there to interrupt in the local politics. But he would like to know more information if that would help. And he mentions that he notices the tension between Dalen and the Elf King.
Yes. She's not able to give you much more than what you can already ascertain from some of the tensions. However, specifically between Delan and King Melindrock, specifically that is because of Delan has been very adamant about some of the happenings in the Misty Forest, concerned because of obviously his association with the Emerald Enclave and his concern for the natural order of things. And to that point, King Melindrock does not like that he is interfering with basically his kingdom, and is certainly not willing to entertain his insistence of certain activities within the forest, because not your kingdom, get out, basically. But on top of that, Delan is very, very pushy when it comes to the fact that Neron Vane was supposedly named as one of the other worm speakers. And if we are not looking into that, that is a problem, according to Delan, whereas King Melendrog is like, my son is literally dead. Like, you need to shut the fuck up. So that's kind of that tension that's coming between them.
Yeah.
As to Neron Vane themselves, Lady Silverhand basically has never met them. So I have never met the young prince. I don't know much about him. I understand that he was a very driven individual.
As are many young princes.
Mm-hmm.
Mayhaps in our investigation we will spend some amount of time.
I would
Far
advise
away
you to
from the
be
prying eyes.
delicate about the whole
Indeed.
matter. As far as the whole meeting overall, she thinks it went well, and she is actually happy that Verum was cooperative, because there really wasn't a reason for him to be cooperative, really. However, the idea that perhaps he may be able to get sanctuary is definitely a perk that she is considering in order to keep him talking, but understands that that may cause issues.
Thank you. That is all that I would like to know.
Of course. I hope your meeting with Elia and her benefactors goes well.
And I too. Then Wei goes off and, after giving a little goodbye bow, goes off with the rest of them.
Hoy,
G'day.
going to the dungeon?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna need some stealth checks to get down there.
Oh boy, I love stealth checks. They're my favorite.
Natural 20 again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why have
Uh.
guards?
Seriously, why have guards when Poi is around? We don't need guards.
Eldrath just walked in, but Poi here is doing the Kronk skit, but actually succeeding at it.
I'm gonna say it's even better than the Kronk skit. Honestly, Poi is a very well trained, roguish individual and knows how to use shadows and other noises to cover up his sounds, and is able to make his way through the dungeon layers until fighting his way down to the lowest layer. As there is a group of guards that are sitting about at a table, just chatting and talking. And as you walk down, you will have to get past these guys as well, and they're going to be paying attention, to a certain degree, shall we say. So we'll have you roll another stealth check this time.
Could I lower the difficulty if I use minor illusion to break their concentration for a moment? Just like
How?
okay, so it says if you can create a sound or volume coming from a whisper to a scream. I was thinking of like making it sound like a prisoner's being unruly. Like,
Okay. Like trying to make a scene or calling for
Yeah.
help?
well, more so trying to make a scene. like being like shaking on the bars, yelling or something. Just being a nuisance.
Yeah. Minor illusion has a range of, I believe, 30 feet.
So could I like do it in the opposite direction of where I am, and I can use it to, like, I need to know how the layout is.
Yeah, I think you could use minor illusion in this scenario, to make a bit of a distraction. I'm gonna say it's not gonna be enough to give you advantage, but we'll lower the DC.
Okay. Let's see. Come on, stealth. Don't
As you
fail
make the
me.
sound of somebody clanging against their bars, screaming,
Yeah.
just trying to make a lot of noise.
Holy cow, he can't roll below a 10.
As you are making this noise, and somebody steps out from the guard space and calls up, "Hey, what's going on up there?" And then looks down and sees a little otter tail sticking out from behind the stairs. Who is that now? Come out here, show yourself.
Shit. Let's see. What can I do? Okay. I have spells.
As you hear the sound of a blade being drawn from from its scabbard.
Shit, can I use suggestion? Can I?
As the guard is starting to round around the stairs.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna use Expeditious Retreat in front.
Just bail? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run fast.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check. As you try to boost past him, and he is just a little bit quicker as he's able to reach down and grab the back of your cowl.
Damn it.
And he's got a hold on you.
That's
We got somebody looking around down here.
as
Several of the other guards start to stand up and move in.
now this don't
Well.
usually.
So, what are you doing down here, mate?
No, this don't usually happen. I have a business with someone.
Business with someone? That's it? That's your answer?
Yeah.
What are you doing down here? Come on. This is...
I wish to. I'm trying to. I'm in a pickle right now. Otter in distress.
How do you want to get out of it is the question.
I was looking for, as one of the members of the Harpers, I was just asked by one of my colleagues, Cambro, I believe you seen him, the large bear. He asked me to check on some of the prisoners down below. I'm not God, I wish I was as quick thinking as Poi, because I don't know how to say. Poi's gonna say, Cambro actually sent him to keep in. Fuck. I'm sorry. Yes, Cambro sent me
Going
on.
to throw. Okay.
Basically, Cambro sent me on very on a very specific mission, the details of which I cannot divulge.
Go ahead and roll deception. I'm gonna say with disadvantage on this.
Oh,
So roll again. As he looks down, do you show him your badge?
Yeah.
And he just sighs and puts you to the ground. Look, we told the Harpers that if they want to talk to the prisoner, they have to go through the Lord's Alliance. They're the ones who are calling the shots.
I know, we know. Bureaucracy, just listen, I'm just the messenger. If you don't want me here, then I'll be on my way.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Yeah, I'm gonna be sending a message to your leader there, Mr. Cambro. Let him know that we don't appreciate this this dereliction of the rules here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, off with you.
Boy's gonna be on his way. It usually works.
You win some, you lose some. As Poi walks away, empty-handed.
Can Poi go to Cambro for a moment?
Well, they're at the yawning portal at the moment, so.
All right, I'm gonna go to Cambro.
So has everybody convened to the yawning portal?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm there.
Alright.
Unless somebody hasn't.
Cam's about to get an angry HR sending.
Deyna, can we retcon one thing? Instead of
Ben's?
sending that letter that I had sent the other night, could I have just slipped it into Cambro's pocket when I whispered to him?
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That should be okay.
That is all. Now I have to get these dogs inside. All right.
As you were all convening at the yawning portal, having a round of drinks, cranberry juice for Cam and ales for the rest, tea for I'm sure for Master Way.
And tea for Ross as
Friends,
well.
Do they
Fish,
have
just water.
good liquor?
They do actually at the yawning portal.
Hmm.
Gurnan likes to have a good supply.
Okay.
Ugh, finally a break.
Oh, and Poi, I would say that you would be just coming in maybe a few minutes after everybody has settled in, having separated just as everybody was leaving.
Ah. Hey, Cam, you're gonna get an angry message in a bit. Bye. And then he's just gonna walk away.
What?
Come back. I'm sorry.
Get. He just like looks at everybody else, just and just buries his muzzle in his paws on the table.
Yeah. Can I just insight what might have happened?
I don't know how much you're going to be able to tell, but sure.
I don't know. Just want to know.
Oh, oh, oh.
Ooh, I'm in
Boys,
trouble.
boys in trouble.
What do I know?
I think you would know that Poi has done something, and it's going to fall back on Cam.
Ah.
I'm the
I
only
regret
person
to
I
inform
know
you.
of in this world that is doubly cursed.
I regret to inform you. From the look on his face, boy has done something wrong, and has
Really?
probably blames you for it.
This is the face of somebody who is surprised. I'm not surprised.
Hey, listen, you win some, you lose some. Got it. Where's the water here? I could really use a...
When you're around, Poi, we're always losing some. Mostly sanity. Dare I ask what you did?
you know, just nothing
No, I don't
serious.
know. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, keep that way.
Yeah, figured. All right, we will cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess.
And hopefully burn it.
Way for a split second considered casting Detect Thoughts, and then abstained. He doesn't want to be in there.
Eldrath,
Yeah.
And well, mostly he doesn't want to be in there.
It's probably a smart plan. It's like a sewer. Cambro gestures to Eldrath. You had something you wanted to share with us?
Yes. So, I have a lead on where we might find the white mask. I thought, okay. Well, I'll continue.
Well, we're waiting for the ... to finish. Go ahead.
Right. We will need to start searching in the marketplace near the docks. We would need to look for figures that, well, I guess are shady, and wear a dark cloak. I wish I had more information, but well, that's all I have.
So we're looking for someone shadier than you.
And did someone say something?
Is Araya addressing Eldrath?
I'm addressing to Eldrath, yeah.
Cam just gives Araya a concerned look. Where did that come from?
Just forget it. Let's just find this person and just get on with it.
Do I frighten you, Arai?
He'll just give a slight cat growl. No, you don't frighten me. You anger me.
do have that effect on people. Just know
Maybe.
that I don't mean anything by it, I suppose. I just am who I am.
Well, keep who you are at the very least 50 feet away from me.
That seems very, very unlikely.
That is quite a distance.
All right, what's going on? You've been sullen ever since the tomb.
I just don't like being touched, is all.
Touched.
He'll take a sip of his tea.
How many people get flashbacks of the hug?
Who saw it?
I'm
not sure.
Yeah, pretty much everybody, I think.
Yeah.
I believe Wei was around the corner on the staircase.
I think he
Where
came
was-
in
where
on
was-
the spot.
Yeah.
He didn't
Well,
see the
wait,
initial.
I know,
Yeah.
Right.
I know
Okay.
that Cambro had come up to that intersection. I think he teleported in so Wei could teleport out and address something else. So he was there and he would have seen it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if
Yeah.
anybody else did at that time. So Cam's kind of furrowing his brow, kind of like stroking at the bottom of his muzzle. Are you talking about when Eldrath hugged you?
With his free hand, you can kind of, if you're paying attention, you can kind of see claws coming out and slightly digging into the surface.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's
Well-
calm down for a moment.
You were sort of burning me alive, Arai. I had to do something to keep you from casting anything else at me.
I'm pretty sure you could have done anything other than that.
Well, in the heat of the moment, forgive the pun, that was all I can think of.
It was the heat of the moment.
Would
Well,
you
next
not
time,
forgive?
if I ever get led to a reason to be burning you, hopefully it'll be enough to turn you to ash.
Awry. That's uncalled for. It was a very unusual situation. Those Yuan-Ti had abilities to turn us against each other. I got some good hits from Bastion over here.
Shit,
I exploded them.
shit fucked me up.
It was a situation where you were not yourself, and trust me, I know what I'm talking about here. And one of our team members did something to try to intervene and protect himself and you.
Wei also speaks up. Oh.
Go ahead.
Arai, would you not forgive him for this single transgression? After all he did was restrain you. He did not cast a dangerous spell in the vicinity of someone else.
With that, he'll just growl out, "He restrained me like she did."
Tell us the story.
The way he was holding me was the same way my mother did it, as she tried to drown me.
Cam's face softens at that.
My mother used to be an adventurer as well. She kept books of her adventure, and when I started learning spells, necromancy was one of the first ones I have learned. And she thought that was the most sinful thing to ever happen. She tried many ways and hoped to feel like necromancy would be out of my head. Prayers, churches, pastures. One day she was given the idea of putting me in a bath of holy water and sage and other herbs, supposedly to draw out any negativity, any evil spells out of someone. She held me in a hug as she was putting me underwater. My only way out was using a fire spell to burn not only her, but also my house. Wolf found me in the town's cemetery, the only place I felt safe. She's the only person I see as a mother figure for anyone in this life. So when he hugged me to restrain me, all it did was brought back all those raw emotions. So forgive me if I can't feel like I can trust him or forgive him at this moment.
Well, first off, I'd like to defend myself a little bit. How would any one of us know that you do not like being touched? And furthermore, I will not say sorry for trying to help you and keep all of us alive. If there's one thing I will do when I am out adventuring, is I will keep my friends safe, no matter what.
Alright,
I will just take another sip.
I'm very sorry. I didn't know, none of us knew about this trauma of yours. And I
It's
don't
something you
think,
needed
and
to
I
know.
think well, I would disagree with that because your actions right now, your statements, are that if this were to happen again, you would burn Eldrath alive. We can't have that. You know we can't have that. You know he is... What he did was in preserving himself and in also helping you. You cannot fault him for that. I think there is a way through this, but it is not by you harboring a grudge against him. He knows now, as we all do, that you don't want to be hugged. Fine. That is something we can do, unless it is an absolute emergency, in which case we'll have to deal with the repercussions at that point. But as speaking as the de facto leader of this group, I am not going to have you or anybody else burn anyone because of a trauma that happened that wasn't his fault. Do I make myself clear, Arai?
Yes.
I
Boy's
really
actually
am
gonna look.
sorry. Go ahead.
Boy's gonna look sympathetically at Arai, and he's still like kind of listening in, but he actually doesn't like. He's kind of got an interested expression on his face.
I truly am sorry that that had happened to you. I think that perhaps later there might be more to do to be able to help work through it. And I can understand your anger. But we are, for good and for worse, and the worse, he kind of eye flicks at Poi, a team. And I would also wager, I would consider you friends. Mostly. Here, I flicks it, boy.
Poi's just gonna look cheeky.
That's not helping.
Wow, Bastion,
Random-
I didn't know you had beef with Cambro.
What?
Rendezvous left me under y'all in hopes that it's not only going to help me with my mission, but also for life.
Then let us
So-
help you.
Arai, I am very sure that every one of us here has some sort of trauma in our past that we haven't spoken of.
Poi is going to look just dead set at that.
I've died, Arai. And I'm only alive because of a close friend. They didn't have to save me, but they chose to, at their own sacrifice. We all have to be capable of opening each other's hearts to each other.
You're right. His claws kind of go in and out a little bit as he roughly says this. I apologize for my transgression.
Apology accepted. Now I need the drink.
Don't we all?
Another cranberry over here.
Hard whiskey.
Another tea, please.
As you all gather another round of drinks and settle in for a quiet conversation. But that's actually where we're going to go ahead and end it for the evening.
Oh.
Yay!
Emotional ending.
Deyna needs to make plans.
Yeah, I have a couple of things I need to write out, so
Oh.
I will
Ooh,
make
it's
sure to
gonna be
do so.
Wow.
It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary.
Noted.
Oh, information dump over. Woo!
Yay!
Whew.
Family
bash some
trauma.
heads.
I
The
love
parade of
the-
20s has thus ended.
I love
Right, what?
what did we do? What did we do again? I forget.
But right now we're just drinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You learned things.
Yeah,
We did.
I believe you were finding more ways to frame Cam.
that too.
Well, that was done out of necessity.
There's important information that was learned that has not been shared with the party, so I could not use it.
Oops.
Point out, Cetus, you could have had you could have cast suggestion on the guard that found you and just told him to escort you out of the building.
Oops.
And
I
that would
don't
have got
fault-
you out of that situation, so
I don't fault you, Poi, or Cetus. I don't fault you at all, because when I was talking with Verum, my heart rate was up. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. No,
Yep.
when you get put in the spot, it's
I-
like, oh
Nope.
shit.
That's part of the
I
game.
mostly wanted Poi to get answers to a few of his own story stuff, and I also thought it'd be
Mhm.
funny if Verum gets 2 visits.
It would have.
But I
Understandable.
think suggestion kind of slipped my mind. I was like, shit, would this work? So
suggestion is one of my favorite mindfuckery spells.
well, I should probably practice it.
I avoided getting it because Poi got it. So
Yeah,
Damn.
you just point at a person and tell them to do a thing, and if they fail,
Do they have like
they have to do the thing.
Well,
Ah.
what is their check? What is like the check?
It's
It's
a
like a
charisma
saving
save,
throw,
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Against your
It's your
spell save
spell
DC. Yeah.
Is it
So they
wisdom
have-
or
I mean,
charisma?
I think
Ima-
it's charisma.
Imagine Eldrath with that ability or that spell.
Oh god.
No.
Employee somehow hasn't used it once. I should probably
Oh, it's
actually use
second
it.
level. Oh, it is a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, so they have to roll the wisdom saving throw, and if they fail, then they have to do basically whatever you tell them to do within certain limitations.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my favorite go-tos has always been to tell a guard to count all of the sand on the beach.
Poor guard.
And now he's off counting sand.
I mean, it only lasts for however long, so.
It's concentration up to 8 hours, but I could do a
Yeah.
lot with 8 hours.
Yeah,
Awesome.
unless you
I
have
think
to
a more
break
fun one
concentration.
would be,
I
you know,
should
just to
really
tell him
keep
to
that
go
in
to
mind
the.
because I feel like now I've just unlocked.
Well,
Super shit mode.
Sometimes if you're in the shit, you might need to spend a spell slot to get out of it, but
I did.
depending
I
on
tried
which one you select.
I did Expeditious Retreat instead.
Yeah. Which, if you had been able to get past the guy, but he rolled really well on his athletics check, so.
Darn.
can't believe
But yeah, go ahead and call it there. And Cetus, go have fun in Hawaii, I guess.
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Alright, yeah. Thank you. Sorry about all the tech difficulties, but I should be ready next time.
All good.
Of course.
No worries. We will
It's all
see
good.
you all next time around.
Yep.
Yep. See you next time, guys.
See you next time, folks.
Goodbye.
And now we get to the part where it gets awkwardly silent as I try to raid. So, yes, as always, thank you all for coming, and as always, I do not play this part in advance, so luckily I do have another browser up to check who is streaming, and yeah, let's just say I was having issues with it before, but now I'm in a better zone with it. I figured out the issues. A lot of lovely streaming tonight. Tough choices. Are y'all into some Fortnite tonight? If so, we are going to head on over to the Gila Monster. I just had to make sure we said yes to watching things. Alright, and let's talk about our raid message. Alright, folks, raid message tonight. We are going to go with... We're gonna go with White Worm Cult? Because I totally did not understand what was going on there. Chat, if anybody has the silly old emotes, feel free to use them. If not, you can either subscribe or use your own. Get creative. And we are going to start the raid. I just need to make sure it's star, not stir. It's like Berenstein and Berenstein Bears. Raiding the Gila Monster. Here we go. So, folks, I really appreciate y'all coming and just vibing tonight. No, today was definitely more low energy, not so much fighting, more drama dumping, I guess. For our characters, that is. But, seriously, it's always great to come back to this, get myself back on the streaming train for as little as I do right now. But thank you all for sticking with me if you can, and yeah, whatever's happening going forward, yeah, just try to hang in there, let's just say that. So, as always, folks, thank you all for entertaining me, and thank you all for letting me entertain you. Until next time.